What up? It's your boy King Dow 225 coming at you with another reactionary video. So hit that like and subscribe, become part of the kingdom. I knew I smelled something that stunk. Man, I done told y'all many a times. It's like I could see shit, I could sense shit, I could perceive shit. Like auras, vibes, moods, whatever. Body language. I just, like, that shit has kept me protected a long time. And everybody, like, for instance, everybody is talking about just pearly things after she went on the peep and said that women shouldn't have the right to vote if they, like, but I critiqued her and, like, really stopped fucking with her a minute ago. I made a video. I'm like, the shit that she started talking about racism, I'm like, man, that shit sound good. It sound like it come from a white lady. But now it's like people starting to catch up and realize maybe she just a grifter. Maybe she just out here trying to make money. And although, because I really don't like to criticize black men, I like to project unity, even though I criticize a lot of black men. I criticize those ones who are extremely egregious and a detriment to our community. But this guy, Anton, see the one on Dr. Phil, congratulations. You made it. And you played yourself. Man, I've been watching Lapeef Network for a minute. I even used to be a subscriber to his channel. I fuck with a lot of people on Lapeef. I like what Lapeef be doing. You know, building other content creators up to get their own money. But at a certain point, Anton Daniels, I soured on him. Like, again, I don't really, because he's going, oh, they haters. He ain't got but 7,000 subscribers. He a struggle streamer. I got money and you broke. Man, that's why after a certain point, I'm going to say what I got to say. I ain't going to constantly keep going at you, but my opinion going to be out there in the air, so you don't go back there and look at it. So I'm going to put that out in the air. I'm like, man, bro, this dude here, every time I turn on this show, black people trash. We ain't got no culture. Black people trash. I'm like, damn, bro. You make points, and I get what you're saying, and you right about a lot of things, but always with this negative trash. Like, I'm like, bro, I got money. Y'all niggas trash. Just his whole vibe. I'm like, man, bro, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. But he done went up there and coonified himself in front of these white folk. I made one comment. I think it was a peep show that had a guest on there, and they were just totally roasting. I'm like, man, y'all was like a dog with a bone. Y'all just wouldn't let it go. Man, y'all. He responded. Man, I'm like, bro, for real, I watched this shit. Y'all was just constantly picking and going. Y'all acting like the bitches y'all complain about. Like, it's a lot. It wasn't no one big thing. It was always, you know how them dudes who always doing and saying, and they whole attitude just rub you wrong. Every time you come around, like, this nigga got something slick out of his mouth. Well, okay, he on Dr. Phil now. I'm like, bro, finally you've been saying this shit, and it's probably why you've been rubbing me the wrong way. But now people really about to see who you is. Like, come take a ridiculous shit. Come take a listen to this ridiculous shit this man is saying. I give it to him. He say this on Lapeef, and he going out there in front of the white folks and shitting on niggas too. It's like that's his favorite pastime. Like, niggas ain't shit, but please follow and subscribe to my channel, black people, and constantly hear me berate you and tell you ain't shit. But let's get to this. I'm not going to play the whole video. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go look at the other people speak. But I want to point out two particular, black men that's on this panel: Anton Daniels and Jesse Lee Peters, I think his name. The alleged boy groomer. Who always say outrageous shit. Them the two Negroes that got up here in front of you. And the debate is about, because of the birth rate has actually dipped, that people ain't having babies, and they're having debate whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for humanity. Elon Musk came out and said that a low birth rate is going to be detrimental to Earth, because you need those bodies to, uphold the economy. Got the other half thinking that the world is overly populated and it can't sustain this population with the resources that we have. It's debate. But he get up there and say this same niggery shit that I heard from Young Thug. He love interviewing Charles. He love interviewing and talking about how black people ain't shit. And I can see him transforming into this conservative talking head like Roland Martin. It's ironic that Roland Martin finally got a chance to get on the big network, even though he been on CNN, he got on ESPN, because, Stephen A. Smith want to show he still got black friends. Like, you call out all these niggas we don't respect. But this is a side note. But let's get to what he say, his opinion. Even though he ain't talking about black people, he's talking about poor people. But the majority of poor people are black. And listen how he talk. Let's just hear what he got to say, so y'all can start opening your eyes on what King saw a while ago. And I don't like to be the dude that always like, man, you a hater. Man, if you getting money and you being a positive force and you being good to my community, I'm gonna shut up. But if you always out here with some slick negative shit to say, and then you do this tap dancing jig in front of these white folks, well, guess I can't keep my mouth shut no more. Let's get to the video.
Agreed. Most of you said yes. Anton here, who's joining us, says a certain group of people shouldn't have children at all. Take a look.
I don't believe that poor people should be having children. Having children when you don't have money creates more problems for the kids and society at large. And let's be honest, it's the middle class and, more importantly, rich people that are now responsible for paying.
It's always niggas who get a little money and instantly sell you out for elitist thinking. I mean, it's the poor people's fault. Well, rich man, what did your part have to do with me being poor? What did you do? Oh, we're not going to talk about that. Raise yourself by your own bootstraps. We're not going to talk about what I did to help enhance myself that might have been a negative to you. We're not going to talk about that. Let's continue. Let Uncle Tommy continue to spew his bullshit.
And for poor people's children. I know it's an unpopular truth, but I believe that every person should pass a test proving that they're income worthy prior to having kids. It's a false narrative that's being sold to people that you're entitled to have children and you don't need the resources or the money to be able to pay for them or support them. Having kids is way too easy, and the people that's having them.
I'm gonna go back a little bit. You ever notice how all these people always talk about, I don't want government in my business, but they always come with these goddamn solutions that make you less free and have government in your business. Oh, they should have a certain level of rules. You have to prove your finances. That's some China communist shit. He talking. Oh, you gotta come prove your finances. And don't get me wrong, bro. I'm a man who's been on record said, man, if you ain't really got the money, you should be dating. I've been a Pookie and Ray Ray baby daddy out here raising kids poor. I can tell you how fucking hard it is and how difficult it is to be an upstanding voting citizen when you're fucking poor and it's so easy to sell drugs. So I know all this. So I would always protect your seed, protect your seed, protect your seed. But I value life. The greatest resource that Earth would ever have is the human resource. Like, man, like once the baby here, yeah, you make mistakes, man, you gotta just, like, and Jesse Lee Petty ironically gonna counteract it. Why I believe, because my grandparents grew up in the country, raised 5 kids. They were considered poor or not wealthy or not middle class, but they lived good. They had land in the house, and all of their goddamn children grew up to be successful, prosperous, upstanding citizens. And Jesse Lee Peterson in his video, he said it was the subtraction of the father. And I can 100% agree with that. It ain't the fact that they are raising children and they're poor. It's the fact that these single mothers are raising children in single mother homes and poor. Let's continue. I'm going to go back a little bit, not all the way, not that far back.
More importantly, rich people that are now responsible for paying for poor people's children. I know it's an unpopular truth, but I believe that every person should pass a test proving that they're income worthy prior to having kids. It's a false narrative that's being sold to people that you're entitled to have children and you don't need the resources or the money to be able to pay for them or support them. Having kids is way too easy, and the people that's having the most kids tend to be the worst people in society. I think it's irresponsible, and just because you don't like it don't mean that it's not the truth, and you're not entitled to have kids just because you can.
Well, nigga, I'm a fucking free human. I'm entitled to do what the fuck I am legally entitled to. You're not entitled to have kids just because you can. Like, say, bro, you ever notice how these people be, don't oppress me, but quickly will start oppressing you? Like, this some real, I know they don't like us to call each other that C word on YouTube. That is some real ownish behavior, bro. And I smelt this on this nigga a long time ago, bro. I did.
Oh, okay. What do you feel is an appropriate income for families wanting to have children?
Well, it depends on where you live in the United States, right, first. But more importantly, I think that it is important to acknowledge that the people that have the majority of the kids are the ones that shouldn't be having kids. And then that becomes a burden on the people that actually have resources, which we then start to say, take more resources from people that have, and then we become a socialist society where we start to pass out more resources, and then we babysit. We make our teachers become overglorified babysitters instead of being able to actually teach. Because if you've grown up in the environments that I've grown up in, even though we had resources, you realize that most of these environments and teachers and these kids become latchkey kids, and they don't have the resources. And then you take into consideration that inflation is at an all-time high, and it's becoming more and more expensive every single year in order to give a kid the resources that they need in order to be able to thrive.
Reproductive freedom. I think that's the most important thing we need today. Hundreds of millions of couples are denied their right to not procreate. But you were mentioning
how's that?
Oh, go ahead.
How are they denied that right?
Let's go a little bit.
They do not have the
let him talk some more, because I ain't trying to hear Pops what he got to say.
You can put an IUD.
Because all these niggas on here is really weird to me.
Walking behind her, you think that she's
listen
allowing
to shit.
people to not
You
breathe.
see people like that all the time, and you can put an IUD in. A copper IUD is effective for 10 years. It's inert.
Have you ever
It's
walked
very
in a grocery
effective.
store and seen a lady with a bonnet on her head with 8 kids walking behind her? You think that she's being responsible? You think that she's really taking into consideration?
He thought that joke was gonna be funny to the white folks, right? You see who we talking about? A lady with a bonnet on her head with 8 kids behind her. This is reality that we have to deal with, but it's a reason why this you know what? I'm gonna continue.
What she's supposed to do responsibly? You think that she's not on Section 8 housing? You don't think that we paying for her to house her kids who's probably going to grow up and steal my wheels off my car?
And I was poor. I had kids. Never was on Section 8 housing. I never stole from a motherfucker. I worked 2-3 jobs. So how dare you? tell me I shouldn't have the rights and inalienable hold on, I always say this fucked up, inalienable rights, God-given rights. You trying to tell me because you rich and I'm poor, I should have less rights than you? If that ain't the epitome of eliteness, like, bro, this is some straight up, I smelt this shit on this nigga, bro. I swear. I'm like, man, bro, I like what he doing. Like, I always judge niggas on percentages. Like, if 51% of you is good to the cause and 49% of you was a fucking scumbag, I may be willing to look past the 49%, depending on. But love, bro, shit you saying, bro, listen to people listening to you, bro. I'm tired of niggas coming at, like, black people the only one do this shit. I don't really hear, like, if a Jewish person come out and say, but Jewish people trash. A Chinese person say, well, Chinese people trash. Black people always, like, so fucking divided. It's like, black people trash, you don't have no baby, the title. Like, and I make a lot of videos critiquing my community, bro. My shit come from love, bro. I want to see us improve, but I can smell him with a nigga. Let's continue this video, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the reality. I'm not here to tell people what they want to hear. I'm here to tell the truth.
How did we get to the wheels on you?
Because the people that are having kids are some of the worst in society, and when you put them in an environment and they have to be raised without the resources in order for them to be able to thrive, often at times.
And this nigga is a mentor to the youth. Man, I be out here, man, bro, it's not in your best interest, young man, to, have babies. It's like, right now, go on your purpose. I'm not, nigga, you trash. Like, man, bro, I'm trying to get you to be a productive citizen, not encourage you and discourage you till you just be like, fuck it, I might as well just be trash anyway, nigga gonna keep calling me trash.
Times they become the ones that we have to take care of, whether it be the prisons that we build for them or the social services that we have.
Never been to jail, single father, never been to jail, might have had food stamps 1 year out of 18 years of raising a child. Never had no public assistance. But I can go on and on about how single black fathers are treated, single male parents are treated differently from single female parents. You know what I'm talking about? Didn't have none of that shit, still raised productive female daughters. Technically, in poverty. Because they say, but I ain't gonna tell you how much I made, because, IRS and whatnot.
Have to create for them, and they do not become more educated and do things differently. They breed more. That's what happens.
I disagree with all this.
Okay, this Jesse Lee Peters about to say what I say, because remember, my grandparents, old country people, good moral code, good foundation. They threw that out in the world, nothing but good, positive people came from it. Would be considered dirt poor. I done brought up my grandfather so many. I say, in today's society, y'all would think he was the trashiest dirt, despite the positive people that he molded and raised. The fact that he didn't make a certain amount of money, he would be considered the opposite of a high value man. Even though he changed thousands of lives because he was a pastor. Let Jesse Lee Peters do the alleged. I don't want to point that out because I don't agree with a lot of shit he say. 99.99% of shit he say, I don't fuck with. But that 0.0001%, okay, cook his ass. And it's always the darkest Negroes that always be the self-haters. Like the light-skinned brothers be almost too overly pro-black, because they always feel like they got the makeup for light-skinnedness. They gotta prove they blackness. But these black ass, don't be a menace to society while drinking your juice in the hood ass, police ass. I hate my black skin, I hate my black gums, is very detrimental to our people. And even though he act like he positive, and he may be positive, he may be doing a lot of good shit, that constant berating and destructive mentality is fucked up for our community.
Crap that I hear. I grew up with 6 brothers and 7 sisters at a time when, I grew up on a plantation in Alabama, and we grew up in a little hut house, bathroom.
But I just want y'all to watch, they got these 2 dudes on the stage, tap dance for white folk, and you thought what Anton Daniels had to say was bad. This nigga worse.
Outside. My family raised an amazing family, children. But what the difference was then than it is now is that before you had babies, you got married. So you have the father and the mother.
This section is the only section I agree with him. The other sections, we go back to the 99.999%.
In the home. And while the father's out earning a living, the mother was watching over his children. And so you were able to raise decent children. We didn't have government in our lives at the time. And so we were able to do that. And in America, we were not allowed all these illegal aliens and refugees to come into our country. So
this part, I kind of agree with that part.
Government were not taking care of folks from other parts of the world and the families in America. We took care of ourselves.
I think you've pretty much pissed off everybody. But you said there's not anything you've heard that you don't think is crap. So what do you think? You said what you don't think. What do you think?
I know that we need to restore the family. We need a smaller government because government don't make anything work. They screw you up. We need to stop taking care of women who are having these babies out of wedlock. Correct. We need to stop taking care of these women who are coming from other countries. We need to stop taking care of their babies. But we need to take care of American families first by getting them away from the government and restoring order.
Okay, you're a pastor, right?
Yes.
And you're a radio host?
Yes.
Okay, and you said you believe white people should have more children?
And here's the part right here. We go full coat on. Even though he been one. Listen to this shit.
We definitely.
That's who you on the stage with, Anton Daniels. Yeah.
Need white babies. And I tremble at the idea that white babies, that the white group is going down in numbers, because if you lose white folks, America, it's over for America. Because if you notice, white people tend to be more innovative. They're more creative. They have ideas about things. All these other races don't do nothing but destroy. They don't build, they destroy.
I said you'd piss off.
Did you hear this cool shit? Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. These black people are known for their creativeness. Like, it always gets stolen, monopolized. That has been proven in history. Business, like creating. Well, I mean, if we were to give white people a moniker, they are the biggest thievers. They are creative too. I'm not gonna sit here and knock them, but we can think of a lot of ideas and creations they didn't really invent or create. They just took fucking credit for it. Okay. Like this motherfucker saying we need more white babies because these other people, but white people who are the only creative ones, don't do nothing but destroy. Oh my fucking God. Cause that's the play yourself, Anton Daniels. You played yourself. Now you on the stage with a nigga who just said we need more white folk. And the rest of these motherfuckers just gonna break it up. You don't gonna fix it, master.
everybody I was wrong. Now you've pissed off everybody.
My name is Jenny. My husband and I currently have 4 children, and I'm currently pregnant with
See if
baby
he got
number
more to
5.
say.
This is an extra special pregnancy for my husband and I, as our little girl was
Alright,
diagnosed with
like I
Down
say, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see the whole thing, but it's just weird how like then you telling nigga like, man, you ain't supposed to be saying that, get on code. I'm a child, dick. Like it's always an argument, bro. I like to try to keep my mouth shut sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't, every time an issue is thrown into the community, my community, the B1 community, it's 10 of us gonna agree, 10 of us gonna disagree, 10 of us gonna disagree with the person who agreed in the first place, 10 of us gonna disagree with the person who agreed with the person who disagreed. Like, it's just, oh, that's why I always shut up until, again, just egregious shit has been said where it can't be forgiven. Now, I done kept my mouth shut on Anton Daniels. At least I think I did. I made a video about him. I made a video about his pearly things. But I didn't tell you, I could smell stench off fuck boys or fuck niggas a mile away. And I'm telling you, bro, what I see, I ain't liking. Another clown ass nigga who gonna get in front of these white folks and just shit on niggas for pay. Hit that like and subscribe, become part of the kingdom.